Contour data is probably something that you've seen throughout your day-to-day life on a living room wall, for example, visualizing either the local area or a famous site that person might have been to. However, that's not the only use case for contour data at all. We will be traveling to 3 different sites to take a look at those use cases as well. We will be heading over to the Niagara Escarpment for terrain analysis. We will also be heading over to the Redwood Forest for drainage analysis. And lastly, we will be heading over to the Highway 407 to check out how it can be used in construction and building. If you haven't already, please be sure to check out our previous 2 tutorials, one of which goes in depth on how to actually use the Equator platform, and the other goes into how to use point cloud data and the use cases for it across different industries. If that is something that you are interested in, please be sure to check out those previous tutorials and stay subscribed for future uploads. With all that being said, let's get right into this video. So first things first, I've already gone ahead and set up the project with all 3 sites ready to go. If you want to know how to do that yourself, again, go check out the first tutorial and that'll get you all set up. Here we are at the first site along the escarpment in Niagara. Right away, I'm going to turn on the contour data over here on the left, and to do that, you just hit this little eyeball icon if you already have it pre-generated. I will also turn on the point cloud data for extra visualization, and here we can see the entire site. As we can see here for the escarpment, the contour lines bunch up tightly along the cliff face, but are more gradual as you lead up to it, and we can actually use the mouse to see this gradual incline and then sharp rise at the end there. This kind of data is incredibly valuable. You can use it to identify slope stability concerns, plan trails or roads that work with the terrain and not against it, or gain a clear understanding of the terrain that you might be working on for something like an environmental assessment. Contours give you that elevation at a glance, while point clouds without the elevation contours don't make that immediately obvious. You can see here with the point cloud without the contours just points out the elevation and the gradual rise in the point cloud data, whereas the contours actually show you that elevation change. Let's head back on over to the Redwood Forest of California and talk about a really interesting application of contour data, that being tracing creeks and watersheds that are obscured and not really obvious when looking at it plainly. Here I've got the contour data layer turned on along with watercourses just to show how these 2 work together. So one of the first things you'll notice is how the contours dip and curve along these V-shapes running down the forest. These are your drainage channels, basically showing you exactly where the creeks and streams are running, even though you can't see a single drop of water through the base layer view, as we can see here, or from above, either through a helicopter's view or a satellite. If we follow the lines here, you can actually trace the path of the creek just by watching where the contours pinch together and bend downhill. It's one of my favorite things about contour data. LiDAR can punch straight through the gaps in the canopy, so even a dense forest like this, you can end up with incredibly accurate pictures of the terrain underneath, watercourses included. Forestry and environmental work, this is hugely valuable. Having access to dense, accurate contour data under heavy vegetation means that you can map out entire watersheds without ever needing to send someone bushwhacking through the forest itself. It also means that you can identify erosion-prone drainage channels, or just generally understand how water moves through a forest ecosystem that would otherwise be a mystery from above. The benefit of pulling this through Equator Studios is that you can grab this data for pretty much any forested area that is listed in our datasets. You can customize your boundaries right down to the specific drainage basin you care about and export it straight into whatever environmental modeling software that your team is using. Now we're on to the Highway 407 corridor. This one is a great example of using this contour data for engineering and construction. When you're planning something like a highway expansion or a new interchange, you need to know exactly how the land rises and falls along your route, since that is going to dictate everything from what is called grading, or leveling the landscape, to drainage, which uses excavation and filling to level high-risen areas. Pairing this with the point cloud and looking at the contours here along the on-ramps, you can see how relatively gentle the terrain is compared to our last 2 sites, which is actually really helpful context for planning purposes. For civil engineers, this kind of detail means that you can rough out grading plans, identify problem areas before breaking grounds, or generate elevation data for specific sections of the route without needing an actual survey crew. You can also pull contour data alongside building and road data layers. For example, if I go here and then turn on the road data layer and click generate, this is going to generate a map of the different road systems along the Highway 407 corridor. If we go to it and then increase the thickness, we can see each of the on-ramps and each of the actual corridors. It's something that is really important for something like an overpass or a on-ramp where slope and elevation actually matter quite a bit. And there you have it. That wraps up our look at the three main use cases for contour data, that being flood management, topography, and engineering/construction. Hopefully this gives you a good understanding about how versatile this data layer can be and how Equator can help you bring it into whatever kind of project that you might be working on. If you want to go back to the basics, check out our first tutorial on the Equator platform and how to use it, or check out our second tutorial that goes in depth on a deep dive for point cloud data. Be sure to stay tuned for more tutorials and future demos coming out soon.